Welcome to game number 2 of this best of 3 series between Hera and 3DB. This is a part of the SteelSeries $20,000 tournament, and we're currently in the round of 32. So if you didn't catch the last game, spoiler alert, it is on my YouTube, so go back before I say it in about a few seconds. 3DB did take the victory, so he's currently up 1-0. So if 3DB wins this, it will be a match point. So Hera has to win. On the previous game, it featured Mongol versus Mongol, but this game we have Hera playing as the English, a civ that I do believe might be Hera's best civilization, or at least his main one. One of his main picks. He plays a lot of English versus 3DB's Chinese, and my sources tell me 3DB plays a ton of China. I've had a lot of questions about China recently too, so maybe you'll get to see a little bit of top-level China action here. Now, as far as the rank of these two players, 3DB is ranked 76, with Hera being ranked number 5. So pretty big upset for 3DB to be able to take that first game. Now, of course, the top of the ladder, you know, is it really a huge deal that the gap in rank? That's very debatable, but still an impressive win from B regardless. So going out here, trying to grab some sheep. Looks like 3DB currently has quite a few. Went with 2 scouts and has a lot of sheep, actually. Hera also going for multiple scouts. I see a lot of players these days going for training a scout first thing, or at least very near after. He did train up. It does look like B did train his Imperial Official. Now, this Official is going to be supervising this mill, boosting the gather rates of this food, and then picking up the gold here that is generated. So he gets the tax, and some China players, they will not even gather gold in the first stage. We'll see if he goes for that. They can actually just get enough gold from just grabbing it from the buildings. He also did go for a lumber camp. Hera, meanwhile, he's got gold and food. He's going to go straight for an age up with the council hall, of course. Pretty easy English build. Now, here's what we could see. Second age, could see a lot of longbows, maybe some longbow, perhaps ram pressure, but China is very formidable opponent these days, where before you might have been easy to push them down. They do have some options for holding on, getting to easily get to their dynasties, getting those Jokanu's. He could go for some horsemen. We'll have to see if they decide to play it, but honestly, at the higher level, I see a lot of players play a little more passively, and perhaps we'll see Hera go for professional scouts. He does like professional scouts. It's so strong right now, and just kind of chill back. I mean, we might have a professional scout battle, in fact, as we reach the next stage, but we'll see. Now, let's talk about this map. This is Lipany. You can see the seed here. It has this cliff spawning on the southwest side. It seems to be a popular seed that gets used in these tournaments a lot. And we'll see what he does. We have the council hall being dropped down on the front line right now for Hera. 3DB currently, he's doing what I did describe. He's getting all his gold from the mill. You see he's almost at that 200 gold. He needs to age up, so it takes him a little longer to age up, but he's able to chop some wood too, which could either speed him into getting a second town center, should choose to go for it, or getting those military buildings up in the next stage, or towers, or whatever it might be. But of course, English always ages up quite quickly and can have longbows breathing down your neck in a matter of seconds. So I expect we'll see the Barbican of the sun coming down. Where would he place it? He might either place it like maybe by this gold. We'll see. I don't know. Like, does he place it up here? Does he place it up? I don't know. We'll have to see where he decides to go for it. Just reaching that 200 gold mark, but he does need the food. He needs to drop that in. There we go. He's got the food he needs to age up. Where does he put his Barbican? Pulling his wood villagers. He had 7 villagers on wood. Was able to gather 374 wood. So I think maybe he'll be going for the second town center. He'd originally indicated he was going to put it there, and then it seems to have moved it up by the gold. Okay, so smart decision. Longbows could potentially come and idle all of your gold income. So a good idea here. Continuing to actually gather some gold. And why is he gathering gold? I think he's gathering it because I bet he's going for professional scouts, which does cost 275 gold there in the next age. And meanwhile, let's see, wood there, 274. Hard to say. It could go for a military building. Could be for a town center. We'll have to see if he goes for any stone here. Hera just about to hit the next age. And I bet he's going to, let's see, what's his gold right now? You know, he doesn't have a mill. I was saying Hera might go for professional scouts. I don't think he's going to be doing that. He doesn't have a mill. He's not gathering a lot of gold. He could go for a later one. I bet we're going to see some age 2 pressure here. I'll be interested to see if he drops down perhaps a barracks with it, with longbow pressure. Sometimes see man-at-arms and longbows could be hard to deal with. We'll have to see. Not gathering any stone yet for 3DB, but he might. We'll see here as he hits the next stage. There we go. going for lots of gold. Maybe going straight for that dynasty is what I do expect we're going to be seeing coming out. Of course, when they hit that first dynasty by building their 2 landmarks, they are able to build villagers. I believe it's 35% faster. I don't have the little helper here to remind me. 35% faster, and also gives them access to train the Joganu unit. Sure, I say it wrong. Out comes the longbows, and I bet we're gonna put some pressure here, maybe on this wood line of 3DB. It's gonna be hard to really harass this gold. And just like I suspected, we have professional scouts coming in. He dropped a stable because he's going to be training up. Well, we have horsemen. I thought maybe some scouts would be out because he only has a few scouts right now. But man, here comes the longbows. This is what you see in English a lot of times, right? That stream of longbows coming across the field. Perhaps we'll be going for either a blacksmith next, or could maybe see a barracks. We'll have to see. I wonder if he'll go for a late professional scouts. Could be the case. Could be the case. We'll have to see. Okay, so Scout does see all those longbows, so he saw that they're coming. But look at this. I don't know if Hera... You know what? I think Hera ran by. He saw some horsemen being trained, or at least saw the stable, and knew, I need to be careful. These horsemen could be a problem. They do have additional defense, +1 defense against range, and 4 of those, that'd be enough to deal with these longbows. But if longbows kite back, they'll be okay in the turtling. So just like that, 3DB has been able to kind of get his opponent to stay back while he is starting to focus on his professional scouts agenda. Let's see if Hera's gone for professional scouts. He's going for wheelbarrow. So there we go. Just about this, around the six-ish minute mark, he has queued up wheelbarrow. And not going to go professional scouts. We do see that 3DB is picking up the hunts of Hera and boxing out those longbows. Look at those horsemen coming in, picking off 1 longbow right now, then pulling back. Of course, those longbows ideally want to kite back. They want to get the speed boost from those network at the castles. If he gets in range here, there you go. See that bell goes off. This would give him, you can see right there, a 25% increased attack speed. And yeah, they can really deal damage against those cavalry. Now, Hera did drop down to barracks. We have a few spearmen coming out. But the eco play of 3DB, I thought maybe he might go for the dynasty, but I'm not seeing a second landmark. He still could go for it, but right now he's got lots of food back home. He's been training some scouts, some horsemen, throwing down a little wall segment. And here's the issue. He moved out the horsemen, and I really don't like making horsemen in general because I find just what we're seeing here, like archers, though they're supposed to counter them, still do pretty good job at taking them out, especially with any numbers or any kiting. And just like that, Hera is now on the offensive. Probably going to take some shots at some villagers here. There we go. 1 villager. Maybe we're going to get down. But some archers coming down for 3DB. But he might have been a little bit too greedy here. We'll have to see how he turtles this up. We've seen 3D backed into a corner before, and he did not disappoint. So I don't think we can call this quite yet. On some archers here. Now, archers they have a faster movement speed, 1.25 movement speed versus the 1.12 of the longbows. So they're able to kind of outmaneuver them if you can get a superior numbers. And of course, for Hera, what he wants to do is build usually you see a lot of longbow English players build a tower on the front line because they'll get that network of castles bonus for that attack speed. We'll see if any villagers come forward. Does not look like right now, but he is currently getting the steeled arrow, which will give him additional attack there. No blacksmith upgrades right now for China, but Longbow's having no problem dealing with everything that's been thrown their way so far. Look at the villager count, 28 for Hera, 29 for 3DB, pretty much the same. But, of course, he has all this food sitting under his town center, but does not have map control right now. As far as gold, 3DB is not gathering any gold, so he's looking to stick out this fight in Second Age. You might hear people ask, what does China do in the Second Age? When you got an enemy putting on some early pressure, how do they hold it off? So we'll have to see here if B is able to do this. Experienced China player going with the horseman and archer comp. Obviously the archers to counter the spearmen, the horsemen to counter the longbows. And a constant stream of units coming out from Hera. I think once the steeled arrow kicks in, that's really going to start putting Hera in a commanding position. There you go, healing up. Strelbora being yelled out. But horsemen and some scouts can take some damage now that they're done picking up the hunts. They can come in. I'm surprised he's actually not using his scouts to tank right now in this. But look at that, spearmen are down. Oh, excuse me, there are still 1 down there, just enough. And now we have scouts getting in the damage. Scouts are great tanks. They don't lay out a ton of damage, but they'll eat some arrow shots. Okay, trying. It's a dirty little H2 skirmish here. Nothing crazy going on. But he's working on getting that wall up. But probably going to lose that villager in the meantime. But a horseman continuing to try to kill the longbows. But the spearmen just keep coming in. And the spearmen are so effective at killing those horsemen. Not to mention longbows are pretty good against them too. And all those horsemen have been cleaned up. And Hera's still looking to be okay. But 3DB is getting some walls up. Perhaps could have liked to see these a little earlier. Could have been helpful. But look at the wood. Hera is spending all of his resources, doing a good job. Generally, you want to spend all your resources. He's got that first upgrade. Is not gone for iron undermesh or fitted leatherwork or anything like that yet. Longbows coming in, trying to get some hits. I'm sure he killed a few villagers. 34 for Hera, 33 for 3DB. And now, one thing to note: this Imperial official is currently supervising the stable. Which, look at this, he could train a horseman in 7 seconds. Absolutely S tier ability. I think it's a little OP what you're able to do, because this is basically like Delhi has to research tech to garrison a scholar inside one of these to sit here and do this, and it's still not this fast. Maybe it is. They just get this, and this guy's versatile. He can still run around, pick gold, supervise other things. It's a really build great ability. Yeah, so Hera's starting to get some deer, and of course for the English, this is just for, they don't need to go out for deer. This is just as fast, right? To go for the farming, they get some bonus. They specialize in the farming, and then even later on get the enclosures ability, so they can generate gold from their farms. So they are just as happy to build farms. Not to mention they are cheaper. Look at this. They cost for their farms they are 37 wood a piece, so an easy transition to make. But really wanting to take down this wall. He doesn't want to walk around the side because the Barbican's over here. He wants to take out that wall. Is he going to go for... Did he go for siege engineering? Let's see. No siege engineering. He's going for iron undermesh. So want to get a little defense from these archers and any maybe some town center fire. One villager being picked off. Horseman coming out is obviously he's able to just mass these horsemen up so quickly with that supervising ability. But this spearman, now he's got a little choke point here to defend. The spearman are able to gum it up. But the horseman mass looking pretty nice. What he's doing, he's focusing the archers with his longbows. And then he's going to let this, then basically the spearmen can just like do their work. But honestly, it's really hard to see 1-2 spearmen. I think 3DB is going to clean this up. And this is the first, I would say, like decisive military victory that B has had this whole game. And this is a huge moment, because once you take out the critical mass of longbows, you have some agency in this field. Yes, he's going to remake them. He's making a spear, but he has held this, and I would not be surprised. Maybe now he starts to think about an age 3 option, or if he just goes pedal to the metal here in age 2. Man, I don't think I've seen like a China push out in age 2. It's very rare that you see it, but he's got some map control right now. He can go out and do some raiding if he wants to. I mean, you see Hera now just chilling in base, reloading his longbows and pikeman. Now he's also building an archer range, so he realizes, crap, his longbow numbers are low. He's got to replenish them. Look at the resources right now. Let's look at military graph actually. 38 lost for Hera, 55 for military B, or for 3DB. Jeez. There's your income per minute. Hear that bell going off, so these units are going to get an attack speed boost. You can see there 25% attack speed boost, but B certainly knows that you don't want to get within range of those towers or those towns here. So it's actually honestly kind of surprising that Hera didn't come in. Like, if he had built a tower up here during that entire fight, I mean, that would have just been absolutely massive. He would have been getting that extra attack speed. It would have given him some, some arrows, taking some extra shots at units. It could have been a big moment, but of course, we would have had to have pulled some villas, get the wood, built the tower. It would have been a challenge to do, but it could have made a big difference. We see his horseman waiting, perhaps going to dive in on these farms. What does he know? The fog of war unfortunately gets glitched out in playbacks, but I wonder if he's going to go for a dive on the farm or what he's going to do. But chilling out in the stealth forest at the moment, and now we see the Imperial Academy going. So he is going for this dynasty. This will make it so he starts training his villagers faster, and he's also going to have then access to train the Zhugnu. But Hera reaching the Castle Age. In the meantime, maybe some man-at-arms will be coming out in the field. We'll have to see. Going to get the upgrades for these longbows here, I'm certain, very quickly. Not quite yet. I think he's going to very soon. He does have his farming upgrades. an outpost coming out on the gold on the north side. Let's check out where's the blacksmith? There it is. He's got his age 1 of these 3, right? So he doesn't have his melee defense, I guess, and he's going for the balanced projectiles to get that next level of attack for his range. Okay, so we've got supervising right now of the gold. So 3DB now, he's got this dynasty going on. He's getting some faster villagers. He's trying to age up. So he knows that Hera's chilling back here. But now Hera's, I think, maybe going to start trying to pressure. And there we go. The tower creep begins. He might just creep with outposts across the map. So you're able to take the advantage of that extra attack speed. Okay, and by the way, Hera did age up with the King's Palace, which is the second town center. So now he has a 2 TC boom going down right now. Currently on 46 villas for 3DB, 52 for Hera. The 3DB does have faster production of villas now. Throwing this village down now, this village, that is another thing that's unlocked by the dynasty, will allow him to support more population with less houses, essentially. And in come this horseman, but it's just free horsemen. 1, 2, 3 dead horsemen. Some damage to the other one. Not a lot of pressure here. Huh. Yeah, I mean, he could have tried to dive here. Even if you dive here, though, like, they can garrison in here, and it starts shooting out like a Gatling gun, like all of the English emplacements do. And now we see that tower creep coming out. Like I said, I feel like this would have helped him out a lot earlier on in the second age, but that's okay. He's got his outpost now, and he's going to start pressing as B has reached the third age. I think this indicated to Hera, because like B could have been massing up an army. He could have been doing that. This indicates, oh no, he just waited and he aged up. Not able to finish this outpost, unfortunately. Landmark training those this clock tower, the nest of bees, and he is supervising it. So it's currently going to take 13 seconds to train these nests of bees, which will be a problem for the longbows, I do believe. Here they come. Here they come. Fireworks, baby. And those longbows are going to fall back. I would imagine we'll see some springles out on the field in the very near future. He's already thinking about it. I mean, you know, China's going up with their clock tower. The astronomical clock tower. I always struggle saying that. Oh, what's going on back here? It looks like a horseman raid did come in, but I think he was able to garrison. Currently 53 villagers for B versus the 60 of Hera. Not a huge gap, and we know B doesn't care to have less villagers. He thrives on it. We'll see if he goes for the relics like he did in the last series. Or the last match, rather. Nest of Bees taking some shots on the longbows. The longbows get in the range, able to get a few shots off. Perhaps a villager could get pulled to heal that. But those longbows seem to be going for it. Not even going for a spread formation. The longbows, you know, the issue is they have so much range, and he does have that second tier of attack. They can just lay down just enough attack to be scary against those clock towers. The springall gets up here. That's going to be real business for Hera. 2 stables being dropped right now. I imagine it'll probably be knights. Looking at his food and gold. Currently a lot of it on wood too. I don't know. Could go horsemen, but I bet we'll see knights. Knights, longbows, springald, perhaps. Hera loves raiding with knights, so I could see him running around the side here and running in. So can B hold on. He's on the defensive foot here. Kind of backed into a corner. No relics to save him this time. But there we go. Springald's going to take a shot, but B has anticipated he has a Springald of his own. I think Hera saw that. And you really have to be quick thinking, moving those Springalds to get out. Like, I mean, he could have taken a shot so quickly there. But just absolutely killer micro. Top of the ladder. Hera's on top of it. Okay, so villagers still on 1 town center right now for B versus the 2 town centers of Hera. Just about 70 villagers for Hera right now, 60 villagers for 3DB. And we got some siege and archers positioning. Is that a few crossbows? We do have a few crossbows. And there we go, some knights being coming out. So maybe he's anticipating some lancers. There we go, a second town center coming down. I'm just worried about over time. B's going to run out of resources here. He's forced to gather wood kind of at the front line, which is not ideal. Where else could he go gather wood, though? I mean, he could come out to here, perhaps. All the way over here. Well, oh, this is walled off. Maybe he could, actually, he could throw a wall segment down here, and he could come here. I don't know. He could do something like that. I don't know. You know, springholds typically aren't used for siege, but they can take down a palisade gate after some time. Longbow's looking to get some action. There's currently a hole in the wall. Some villagers going to take some shots. He's getting in nice and close. One villager, two. Oh, he's splitting. Look at that. Is he like killing two villagers at a time? I think he might be. Oh, and this bee, notice this. He's busy microing his springholds and doesn't see the raid happening right now on him. Perhaps he's busy. What is this going to... Those are scouts. Oh my gosh, that is huge. Losing several villagers. Now down to 57 villagers versus the 75 of Hera. I think B got a little caught off guard. It was busy with his springhold micro. But he's got a second town center coming up. And he does have, I think it's 35% boosted production time now of those villagers. So... all hope is not lost. Yeah, he is going to be training, but Hera is going to continue to trade villagers, of course. We have some more farms coming down. Springholds continuing to be trained. Longbows and springholds with like a few crossbows and knights on the back line. Looks like he's doing right now. Oh, nice springhold shot. And a little snipe there. A little cheeky snipe. Getting these, look at this. Look at the line of sight that Hera has right now. Like he's eventually going to have a whole circle around his enemy's base and know exactly what's going on. Chat saying like to see a trebuchet for Hera. Yeah, I don't know. It could be risky. Trebuchet is expensive. There are a lot of springholds out here. I think you need to have springholds to protect from the springhold and nest of bee kind of combo. So it might be just too hard to do that. What died there? Were those villagers? 64 villagers for the 78 of Hera. Oh. Can we get an F in chat? Looks like the Bitey Wolf. Bitey Infantry is playing on the side of B right now. Oh my gosh. Longbows look. I mean, I think he knows like this is the wood line that Hera has. Or I'm sorry, that B has. Can China hold on? Backed into a corner inside his base. Springholds and clock towers right now. Clock tower. Nest of bees. But look, man, this is a pretty impressive knight mix. And what are these? Palace Guard? Honestly, these knights could be an issue if they get in. Longbows and knights at the moment. Building a gold mine, looks like, to the west for B. Knights taking some shots from the springholds. The springholds can snipe some knights. You can see there. Sniping a knight there with the springhold. Oh my gosh. Nest of Bees getting some shots on those longbows, but the knights charging in on Nest of Bees. And honestly, he doesn't have anything to contest these knights right now. Just nothing. He's losing. He's lost all of his Nest of Bees. He lost, 6 villagers, more villagers in the fight. He loves fighting with villagers, and the springholds are certainly probably going to be going down as well. I think this might be GG for 3DB. And just good pressure from Hera, keeping his opponent tied down in his base. A nice knight mass, and unfortunately, B didn't build anything. In the previous patches, these springholds might be melting his knights. Now, they still are dealing damage. Kind of curious that he didn't decide to just keep committing to killing the springholds. I think he knew the villagers were there. They're going to heal faster, so he would kill them. So, surprisingly, he was able to kill all the knights with just the springholds. Longbows pulling back. But we've seen BB in this situation. Like, we've seen this stuff happen before. Look at this. You guys thought the age of springholds was dead, but it's certainly well and live in B's military. And they do have more HP, right? 300 HP for those springholds versus the typical springhold has 200 HP. Trying to get that wall complete, but it does look like the knights do get in. A scout raid on the back line. Big scout raid. And there we go. For those of you who want to see the trebuchet, this is it. We got those trebuchet emotes. Throw them in the chat. Let's see them. And in come those knights. Let's see if they can get up on those clock tower springholds. There we go. And pulling villagers to try to repair, because the repair rate is pretty ridiculous right now. A lot of players have actually complained about how fast you're able to repair siege while they're in battle. But the knights are just able to deal out the damage fast enough. The villagers can't do anything. Oh my gosh. And this is a complete cleanup of all these springholds. Working on the... Oh, that was a springhold there. Yeah. And he still has his trebuchet back here. He's still got all his springholds. He's got all of his longbows and knights to boot. This is looking really good for Hera. Yeah, villagers dying now. I mean, I don't think there's any hope. There we go. GG is called. Hera taking the victory in this game. This is a best of 3, so we've got one more coming your way. Feel free to, if you're watching this on YouTube, go back and watch the previous game or go watch the next game, and it'll be the deciding match between B and Hera. So far, we've had a Mongol mirror and we've had Chinese versus English. Let's take a quick look at the economy graph here. So looks like food, like Hera's just across the board, just out gathering. He had more villagers for most of the game. No early dynasties from China. Probably just not able to do it because English pressure is just so aggressive. But Hera just dominating. I felt like this match was pretty one-sided in general. I thought B might get out for a moment there, but looking really good. Obviously, you know, who knows what we'll see in game 3. So let's get into it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.